Okay, in this next part, I'd like to tell you my story a little bit and see if that resonates with you as well. So I personally was very depressed. I hated myself and I self-medicated a lot through most of my entire adult life. Approximately 5 years, I had what I call an awakening, and that word just works for me. It resonates with me. I can see how pretentious that could sound. So if you don't like the sound of that word, instead of awakening, you can think I felt very negative about my life and myself, but it was just below the surface. And 5 years ago, the dam finally broke and I fully realized my mind and my life were not okay. Again, I do a shortcut and say I had an awakening. You might think, how can you go your entire adult life and not notice this? It's kind of like a fish in water. The fish was born in the water. It had been in the water its whole life. It never been out of the water. So it's just part of its environment. It doesn't even know what water is. That was basically me and my unhappiness. And when I had my awakening 5 years ago, that was me finally realizing it at a more conscious level. So I do have to give a warning. When I first had my awakening, things definitely got a lot worse before they got better. All my bad feelings greatly increased for a while because I was finally noticing them for the first time. I developed insomnia. I was too inside my own head. I had a really rough couple of years. And that's one of the reasons that I really wanted to make this video. If I could bring this to anybody's attention or help them in any way, and they could avoid some of what I went through, it'd be really meaningful. So when I had my awakening, another tough part was I realized I had wasted so many years and I wanted to do something about it. So I desperately started trying to improve my life and try little projects and such. That's when I started consuming a lot of self-help, but I didn't realize the internal problems, the trauma or the unresolved issues. I was trying super hard to hit that accelerator on my car all the time while that parking brake was up. And as you can imagine, it caused a lot of distress, a lot of issues, a lot of pain, a lot of failure. So the first couple of years, I would find a project that kind of interested me or excited me. I would start it up, and my personal cycle is for like 1 to 3 months. I would work on this project, I'd get into it, learn it, try to set it up, whether it was business or passive income, and then inevitably, I would find a reason to burn out or find excuses not to continue with it. Maybe I'd say it was too hard, or I really didn't think it was gonna work, or the shiny object syndrome, where I'm working on one thing and I hit a wall because I have the unresolved issues, and then I see another project over here and I go, oh, whoa, no, let me go try that. That happened a lot as well. As I mentioned along the way, not only did I try these multiple projects for self-help and self-improvement, I started to consume a lot of self-help. I'll admit at this point, I probably had a self-help addiction. I call that the self-help cyclone, and I did make a video of that, so I will link it in the description below. It's worth checking out. Because I kept hitting the accelerator of self-improvement and self-help, while I still had the parking brake of trauma and unresolved issues, I was doing a lot of damage to myself because I was inevitably going to have problems and fail on these things, and it just hurt my psyche more and more and more. Instead of when you fail when you don't have this issue, you can learn and take something from it and grow, which I knew in my brain that that's how it's supposed to be, but in my emotions and my heart and my gut, I didn't realize that, and it was just reflecting poorly back on me and hurting me in many ways. So kind of summarize the first section, this is why self-help can be really dangerous or really deadly if you're not the right person for it and if you have this parking brake on. Let me know below if any of this resonates with you, because it was a real big light bulb moment for myself.